All right, continuing on with page 178. To add decimals, we are going to line up decimal points and just add the digits with the same place value position. So they show us here, even though we have different numbers, 23.1 and 5.8, we line up those decimals. That is super, super important. Okay, make sure that you have those lined up. And then we simply just add like we would normally add. And it gives us the answer for us for that one. It gives us 28.9. So if we go down to this next one, it gives us these nice boxes, which are kind of hard to see in mine, but you should be able to see them pretty well in yours. And it says 29.6, so I'm going to put 29.6 in that box, and 14.7. Notice my decimal points line up the same place. Now I can add 7 plus 6. Good. 13, carry a 1. 9 plus 1 is 10, plus 4, 14, carry a 1. 2 plus 1 is 3, plus 1 more is 4. So our answer should be 44.3. All right, so the sum of 29.6 and 14.7 is 44.3. All right, I want you to try the bottom on your own. Let's try these got it problems. For some of you, this should be review, but let's try them out anyway. See what you come up with. Pause this video. When you get your answers down, I'm going to give you the answers here in just 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, if you added correctly, you would have gotten, for the first one, I'm going to write them over here, you would have gotten 76.1. For B, you would have gotten 37.7. And for C, you would have gotten 50.8. If you did not get those answers, I want you to pause right now, look back, see if you can figure out where you went wrong. Did you line a decimal up incorrectly? Did you forget about, I don't know, carrying over a number? Try and figure out what you did wrong. If you can't figure it out, now's the time to ask an elbow partner or call me over the side and say, what did I do wrong? All right, we are going to move on to subtracting decimals. Subtracting decimals, guess what, guys, works the same way. You're going to line up the decimal points, then subtract digits in the same place value position. You just need to annex or place zeros at the end of the decimal to subtract. Here's the biggest part. When we line up our decimals, see how this one lines up nice and neat? Each number has a number under it, okay? But sometimes you'll have a different set of numbers, like number 4 here. Number 4 has 6 minus 4.78. Now you can't just switch the numbers around to make it easier. You have to put 6 and 4.78. So when you first write that, it's going to look like this. That's what it's going to look like. But we can't subtract, there's nothing here to subtract. And you can't just bring down the 8 because that's not true subtraction. So what you're going to do, you can just fill in with zeros. Because if this was $6, okay, $6.00, isn't that the same as $6? Sure. So you can fill in with zeros and it doesn't change the value of that 6. Now you can subtract. You can't, if you have 0, you can't give away 8. So you got to borrow and make this a 10. Well, I go to the tens column and I can't borrow. There's nothing there. So I got to go over to the hundreds. So I'm going to take 100s. I'm going to break it down into 10 tens. But I got to borrow one of those 10s to go over here and make it into 10 ones. That's why if you have 2 zeros, this becomes a 9. Because you're borrowing from the hundreds. You're taking 100 and you're breaking it down into 10 tens. 10 times 10 is 100. So you bring those 10 tens over here. Then you got to make this into 10 ones. So you're going to take these 10 tens and you're going to take one of those 10s away and make it into 10 ones. And that's what breaks it down where you can subtract. Now I can subtract. So 10 minus 8 is 2. 9 minus 7 is 2. Bring down my decimal. 5 minus 4 is 1. And I get the answer of 1.22. If you don't understand this whole concept, please come and see me and I'll try and explain it to you off to the side. Okay? But that is the gist of how we do this. So now they're giving us one that says 23 wholes, so 23 point something, minus 4.216. Alright, we have a problem because I got 3 numbers here and I have no zeros. We got to add those in. Alright, if I have zeros, I got to borrow all the way. I got to borrow all the way to the left. So I got to take 3 of these and make it 2. 10 of those would go over here, but I'm going to have to borrow 1 to bring over here, so that becomes a 9. I bring them over here, I got to borrow 1 to bring it over here, and that's where we'll end up. So each time you have to borrow again, it's got to go down 1. So I took 100, broke it down to 10, but I had to borrow 1 so that it became 9, brought it over here, had to borrow again, so that goes down to 9, and the 10 goes over to here. Now I can subtract. 10 minus 6 is 4. 9 minus 1 is 8. 9 minus 2 is 7. Uh-oh, I got a 2 minus 4. I got to borrow again. Make that a 12 and take 1 away from here. 12 minus 4 is 8. And 1 minus nothing is 1. So I end up with 18.784. So my answer, 23 minus 4.26, I'm sorry, 216 is 18.784. All right, try the got it's on your own. See how you come out. I'm going to give you the answers here in just a moment. Remember, if you need to fill in a 0, fill that 0 in. Remember, our objective today is to add and subtract decimals in multi-digit numbers. All right, giving you the answers in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, for letter D. And guys, if I just see answers here and I don't see any work, I'm going to know that you didn't even work it out. So please don't do that to yourself, because it's just a bad idea. I want to see this work and know you've got it down. All right, letter D, you should have gotten 5.872. For E, you would have gotten $10.81. And for F, you would have gotten 4.91. If you did not get them correct, please make sure you ask an elbow partner or call me over so I can help you figure out where you went wrong. Before you do that, did you line up your decimals? Did you add zeros where you needed to add? All right? Different things for you to look at before you even call someone over. A lot of times you'll find out it was just a simple mistake. You didn't borrow correctly, or you didn't line things up correctly, or you didn't put in zeros where you should have. So make sure you check that before you call me over, and make sure I see some work. Okay? All right, next up, we are going to be working on our guided practice. I'm going to help you with that here in just a moment. So you are going to want to turn the page to page 180. It's the very next page. Once you get these figured out, make sure you turn the page, and we're going to move on.